Professor Gana, who's leading a search team for the PDP's presidential candidate ahead of the 2027 elections, confirmed that the party is actively trying to woo Peter Obi back into the PDP. The PDP chieftain made the comment on Arise Primetime, adding that the party made a mistake in 2023 regarding the circumstances that led to Obi's exit. Let's listen in.
Actually, we made a mistake in 2023. I wish somebody on the other side, where he was vice president to Atiku at that time. If I were Atiku, I would say, Peter, it's now your turn.
Yeah.
Come up. I'll give you a good vice president. But they didn't do it. What I'm saying now is that in the northern states, Peter Obi under the PDP would defeat any candidate up here. Because our people are very fair-minded. They say, now look, it's the turn of the South. In 2031, it will be the turn of the South, and they are getting ready. So there is that very powerful process. Our people are very fair-minded. They are very just. We are building a nation. We don't want people to ruin this opportunity.
All right. The PDP made a mistake. Meanwhile, Senator David Mark, the interim national chairman of the African Democratic Congress, has declared that the party will not tolerate the imposition of candidates, anti-party activities, or any form of indiscipline under his leadership. While speaking at a National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja, Senator Mark pledged to lead the ADC with integrity, transparency, courage, and vision. Let's take a look.
Internal democracy, transparency, and accountability will be our mantra. There will be no imposition of any kind here. Everybody in this party is equal. ADC will have zero tolerance for anti-party and any form of indiscipline.
The general has spoken.
You are either in ADC or you are not in ADC. There is no midway in this business. And those who are not with us, we will not carry them along.
All right, Rufai on fire. The general right there has spoken. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
On both
there's a quote I normally say that Vimbai likes a lot, and I'll quote it again from Francois de la Rochefoucauld. He says, hypocrisy is the homage vice pays to virtue. The general has spoken.
Yes.
He says no room for antibody. There are a lot of people that are one leg out and one leg in the ADC. In fact, the spokesperson of the party, Bolajara, came to defend some of them. Part of them is Mr. Peter Obi. So what is he saying with nobody? They will not tolerate anti-party activity. A lot of people are still, there's something in Yoruba called Fidihe, interim. Yeah. It was the government of, what's it called, Ernest Rosi. Then we have the Yoruba moniker for Fidihe. So a lot of people are still doing Fidihe with ADC because they don't know.
Maybe he's warning them now.
They don't know where they are going truly. And his party, spokesperson said, there's no problem with it because they also know. So you have to be able to taste every water. Yes. Is it good? No. But that's the way Nigeria politics has become because you don't want to dive into somewhere fully and they clamp you there. Look at El-Rufai now. Yeah. He quickly went to dive into SDP when they were going the way of SDP. They clamp in there. They say, no, you're not going anywhere. They are banned. So, okay, what will you say about people like El-Rufai that met with them in the coalition and SDP is saying, no, he says I'm a member and all of that. So, all of them are doing anti-party. You see, in Nigerian politics, everybody's anti-party. Now they catch Naibi Barao. Everybody is doing anti-party one way or the other. Even when you see a man that is in a political party that is prognosing other political parties, it's anti-party. So all of that is hypocrisy. Secondly, Professor Jerry Gana. Hey, please, dear Mr. Peter Obi, do not allow them deceive you. There's a word on the streets, I'll tell you, it's called handicap. When they carry you, don't be a handicap. You will be in problem. Professor Jerry Canada is now saying that Peter Obi, I didn't know when Professor Jerry Canada started running a polling agency where they see that Peter Obi is going to win in every part of I don't know. He's saying it for his own political reason. After they have dabarooed the same PDP, they've scattered it. And some people are still holding PDP. You want to pull a man that they didn't see him as good enough then. You now want to pull him back to the disaster that they already have now called PDP. For reference purposes, the same Professor Jerry Gana when you had a man that had decent character, one of the only governors that EFCC didn't try, that had good track record, that was rolling on the bill of your party, that won you in the primaries, called Donald Duke. Didn't you go against him and took the case to the court and frustrated the man's campaign because of the series of court cases then, up to the very end?
Right.
So if you really love the country so much, I know what you quoted in court then was the fact that the party constitution said that if the leader of the party, Olufalaye, then was a particular region, you can't have a presidential candidate from another particular region. But people too could have looked away from that in the interest of Nigeria and allow a candidate like Donald Duke, which a lot of people, praised for his prowess when he was in the Cross River State, go there. But you said no, it was going to be you. And you finally got a judgment against him in the end. So why are we now trying to push Peter Obi to a cul-de-sac? Peter Obi, I think you should be smarter than all of this. You've gone through a lot of wilderness in Nigerian politics. It's for their own selfish interest too. That's just it.
When we spoke with Talbamina, Dr. Muhammad Ali Babanga earlier on, he referred to a certain category of politicians in Nigeria as nomadic politicians. And that many of these nomadic politicians, they've left their parties, they have domiciled themselves in the ADC, and that nobody should be surprised if, these nomads leave again. After all, since 1999, we have politicians who have been in almost 5-6 political parties, just jumping from one place to the other. But the irony that I tried to point out was that Senator David Mark was one of the founding fathers of PDP, and he was, one of the major leaders of the party. Is it the same discipline, party loyalty, which was at the root of the crisis in the PDP that, the people who are now in ADC would ensure? To expect party loyalty under this present dispensation, you can only probably get it when you are in power, and the members of the political party are all expectant that something will come their way. If you are in the opposition, they'll be looking for how to get into power anyway. Now, that's that about that. Professor Jerry Gana is also one of the founding fathers of the PDP.
Yes,
he was one of the people who wrote the manifesto of the party. So he's the father of the party, one of the fathers. So for him to say, oh, he's headhunting for a candidate, he says Mr. Peter Obi. Well, we should look at the arithmetics. If Mr. Peter Obi goes to PDP, a party that is divided down the middle, a party that is in coma, in CTU, intensive care, ICU.
ICU is in coma,
intensive care unity. Now, 2, Wike is there, controlling the party. So is Peter Obi going there to go and fight, those persons, entrenched forces in the party, although he used to be part of that party. 2, to be president of Nigeria, you have to look at section 134, subsections 1 and 2. You will need 1/4 of the votes in 2/3 of the states. Now, how many states will Peter Obi get from the southeast and the south? Whose governors are all saying we will vote for Tinubu? In the southwest, I don't think any governor will even allow him to get 1/4 anywhere. And then the north, this same north, you think they are ready for a Peter Obi? So Professor Jerry Gana may just he knows something perhaps that we don't know. So he should tell us that thing that he knows.
Exactly.
But I don't see how feasible it is.
Yeah, well, like they say, 24 hours is very long in politics. Shall we take our story under milestones now? This year marks 59 years since the assassination of General Acheini Rosi, Nigeria's first military head of state, who was killed on July 29, 1966, in a counter-coup, a violent reprisal orchestrated by northern officers and led by another former head of state, the late Murtala Mohammed. Born on March 3, 1924, Johnson Thomas Acheini Rosi rose to become a significant, albeit short-lived figure in Nigeria's early history as an independent nation. A career military man, Acheini Rosi found himself thrust into the political spotlight during a period of unprecedented national upheaval. His moment arrived in the chaos that followed Nigeria's first military coup on January 15, 1966. In the aftermath of the violent overthrow of the civilian government, El-Rufai, then the most senior military officer, stepped into the power vacuum, effectively seizing control and becoming Nigeria's first military dictator and head of state. Assuming the title of Supreme Commander of the National Military Government, El-Rufai's brief tenure was marked by efforts to restore order and address the deep-seated ethnic and regional tensions that had fueled the coup. He introduced the unitary system of government, abolishing the regional structure, a decision that proved highly controversial. It was perceived by some, notably the northern region, as an attempt to sensitize power, favor certain ethnic groups, and undermine their interests. On July 29, 1966, just 6 months after assuming power, El-Rufai was brutally assassinated during what became known as the July counter-coup. His death, alongside hundreds of other Igbo officers, plunged Nigeria into further instability and set the stage for the devastating civil war. Despite his short time in office, General El-Rufai's legacy is inextricably linked to the turbulent birth of military rule in Nigeria, the profound challenges of national unity that continue to resonate in the country's narrative. So continue to rest in peace. General Johnson El-Rufai's brief reign remains a potent reminder of the fragility of power and the deep-seated divisions that plagued Nigeria in its first early years of independence. Again, we didn't have time to discuss the story. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on what's trending. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Right here in Lagos State, where the Super Falcons of Nigeria held a trophy parade to celebrate their victory at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. The Falcons touched down at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos aboard the Air Peace flight. The team, which had already been honored by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Abuja, embarked on a parade through major parts of Lagos Island, including Costain, Eko Bridge, Obalende, and Victoria Island, before ending at Eko Hotel. They were greeted by cheering fans who lined the streets to celebrate their record-extending 10th WAFCON title. Let's take a look.
You can raise up the trophy, raise it up.
Eko Onibaja is my home. Look at you. You know I love Lagos. What?
Don't promote this idea that Eko is no man's land.
I said Eko Onibaja. Is that what that means in Yoruba? I hope not.
No.
Oh, okay.
We are saying Lagos is your home.
Yes, it's my own home.
No, you are working and living in Lagos.
I live in Lagos.
Your home is
Can you leave me alone?
Why would you say just
that's not nice. That's not being nice. Lagos is all of us. Lagos is for the indigenous as well. Absolutely.
Oh, you are an indigene now.
I'm saying, hey,
please, don't worry. Please, let's celebrate the Super Falcons.
I love Lagos. How about that? Yeah, I love Lagos. Better. Yes, Eko Onibaja. Can I say that as well? But you know what I love about the fact that they are here.
Let me even break this table about Lagos.
Check it.
All the so-called people that are calling themselves indigene, where are they from originally?
Okay. Let's not go to that conversation.
Should we go there?
Well, all right. No, let's just get excited.
Should we go there?
No.
Should we go there?
I'm not
begging me now.
You know, Rufai will always fight. So we're all on the Super Falcons. Before we even go on that, the big topic. Kudos to you. We love that. The big topic, of course, is the Super Falcons arriving Lagos to that amazing crowd. They went through the streets, and I love the parade. I wish, there were more information about their arrival, because, of course, I would have been there. I'd have loved to see our Asisat Oshola. I love her. And, of course, you saw them yesterday as well.
I waved at them.
I loved it. I was
like, oh
but
my
also,
God.
you know what was trending? 24-year-old Super Falcons star Jennifer Acheini, who scored the winning goal at the WAFCON finals, was in Lagos for the very first time. Excited about the vibrant city, she was eager to open the window of her ride to fill the city. Well, let's take a look.
My sister, me I want open window. No open them. They receive your phone. And Lagos is sit down. How far? What's the difference between this Lagos and Abuja? What's the difference? Where you feel say it? I like both vibes. You like waiting? And these people feel talk on well. Look at me as they talk on. It's like they really want to enter your box. Yes, also Lagos Day. Lagos now for the people. Yo, that's a sales crowd day now. Yeah, they shout us all. They say, let's see Abuja take it. Then they say, You are yes, you are part of us.
Yes,
Let's welcome
like
you.
a third player.
Yes, now talk am again.
I like a third player now.
Between Lagos and Abuja, which states you like?
Yeah, I don't want cause issues, but I'm liking this Lagos vibe.
Lagos because of the vibes, right? Yeah. Lagos get vibes. It's
like
get
younger
vibes for
people.
Lagos. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's so. Chop that food, chop am again.
Now so.
Tough knuckle, Bimbai, and I love that she speaks like that as well, really, really quickly on our women.
I've been enjoying the content
yes.
around them and getting to know them better as people because, you know, many of the players may not have been familiar to a lot of us before this victory. So it's been nice watching their videos. Some of them are teaching, I think it was Michelle Alozie who was teaching Esther Okoronko how to speak Pidgin English and some of the other videos. So beautiful to see them land in the city, the center of excellence, Lagos, which is a fantastic host to all who, and a place for opportunity to all who want to be here and invest here. And I think that's a very important conversation to have. That just as Dr. Abati and Rufai have highlighted, these are the conversations that are happening around whether it be Lagos and so forth, who belongs here, who owns it and so forth. I won't get into that. But I think for me, what's important is to see that there's a warm hospitality. Like she said, there's crowd everywhere, or there's people everywhere. And this is the spirit of Lagos, is, you know, when there aren't... when there isn't politics involved, we all come together and we unify against the things that bring joy. And this is one of those things. So I understand they'll be hosted by some prominent women in business. I hope she didn't spray that money, or please tell our Super Falcons that we don't spray money in Nigeria. We respect the Naira, but I'm sure maybe they were just sharing it, you know, in a respectful way to people who were passing by. But yeah, great to see them come home, and home being any part of Nigeria you belong to, and any part of Nigeria that you feel at home, as far as I'm concerned. And I hope they have a wonderful stay.
Bimbai on fire, Rufy.
Yes,
Dr. Abati, go ahead.
No, Section 25 of the CBN Act forbids the mutilation of the Naira, the spraying of the Naira, marching on the Naira, because our national currency is a symbol of our sovereignty. That's one point. Second, congratulations again to the girls. I like the idea that, you know, the corporate sector, from Nigerian breweries to Transcorp Hilton, NGO, Women in Business, they have been entertaining these girls and celebrating them because they've brought us a lot of excitement. The only thing I would like to say is that, look, this corporate Nigeria that is also excited about these ladies, there's something they call Nigerian Women Professionals League. Now, we would like to see more, you know, private sector investment in that area. Now that these ladies have reminded us afresh that, look, there is great potential in the area of female football. I would like to see more people, you know, setting up female football clubs to, you know, encourage a younger generation of girls. Before now, it was Asisa Toshuala. Now we have new generation of superstars. And Asisa Toshuala is still on duty. Now the Falcons, they organize something they call the fans player of the tournament. And that was won by Esther Okoronkwo, you know, given a performance during the Zambia match where she scored a goal and provided 2 assists in the 5-0 result, and also in the finals when she scored, I think in the 60th minute, and also provided assist in 74th minute, that's to Acheini, and then the winning goal in the 84th minute. But what is important about this team is that this is truly a team. They are cohesive, and every one of them is talented, and we're very proud of them.
We are so proud of our Super Falcons. Welcome to Lagos. Well, all right. More on good news.
Them at Arise too.
Yes, I'm hoping that they will be here. Yes, we're all. Please welcome to Arise.
Yes.
I know what that implication looks like. I hope you're also ready to put a ring on one of their fingers.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Yes.
Ring.
Marry. That's what I'm asking you.
No,
to
he's
do.
planning to go to China.
You want a Chinese wife?
Yes, because in China, they pay for 3 children.
Go to your next story.
Well done.
That's
Well
the new
done,
policy.
Rufai.
Next story.
Well, all right. Welcome home, our Super Falcons. More on good news. In a significant move aimed at supporting academic excellence, the federal government has announced a substantial 50% increase in scholarship grants for both undergraduate and postgraduate students. For this long-awaited decision, effective immediately, is a welcome relief for countless Nigerian students and their families under the revised scheme. Eligible undergraduate and postgraduate students pursuing master's and PhD degrees will now receive a significant boost in their financial support. The increased grants are expected to cover a broader range of academic expenses, including tuition fees, accommodation, and research materials, thereby alleviating the financial burden on students and allowing them to focus more on their studies. Well, in a separate but related development, students at Ahmadu Bello University Zaria and Sokoto State University were seen celebrating the payment of their tuition and long-awaited upkeep allowances facilitated by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund.
The truth remains that in this election that's coming, P2B remains the big cash. Everybody wants P2B on their team. Do you know the crowd, the support that P2B have offline, online, in the village, in the north, in the east? P2B have actually gotten everybody on his side. That's the truth. And now PDP are not acknowledging that they made a mistake by letting Obi go. And that's just the truth there, is that PDP made a mistake by letting P2B go. And also by letting Wike have the control Wike has now in PDP. Because according to the constitution, I think PDP was a strong party that abides by the rules and law. Wike would have been removed and sacked from PDP because Wike was in PDP working for APC, which is against the constitution. You can't be in your party supporting and working for someone in another party. And now Wike is still there. You're talking about weighing P2B back to PDP. For me, that's a trap. Yes, for me, that's a massive trap. Because you cannot try to woo P2B back into the PDP after what P2B saw in PDP. We are happy that people are now acknowledging that you guys made a mistake. It's true. But there is still Wike in that party, even though Atiku have left. But Wike is still there. Atiku have left, El-Rufai have left, but Wike is still there. You know, El-Rufai left to SDP. Now Atiku have left to ADC for the coalition. But Wike, I know, me and you know, is still in that party. And Wike is still working for the current government, which is the APC. And Wike will still do all it takes for the APC to remain in power, so that him too can also be in power. Because he knows that if P2B should eventually win that election, him, his concubines, they are leaving politics in Nigeria. Final. And that's why INEC, judiciary, the police, the army, they are fighting this man called P2B. Because if this man eventually becomes our president, they are all losing that position because they know that they are doing the wrong thing ever since they've entered office. Because you can't tell me that our INEC could bloodily on a broad daylight and rig election. Our judiciary on broad daylight will give a justice that is not even anything close to justice because of corruption. They know that this man P2B does not condone anything corruption, that they are all losing their seats. That's why they are fighting this man called P2B. But PDP trying to woo P2B back to PDP, I think it's actually is late already because P2B left the party because of what is going on in the party. And he cannot go back there because some people are still there. That's the gospel truth. But when P2B will run in next election is not yet known. Like I said, there is still time. There's ample time for him to decide. We still have this year to run through. We still have next year to run through. And we still have some months in the next upper years to run through so that he can decide on which party is going to run. But let me get your views in the comment section. Do you think P2B coming to PDP is a nice idea? Let me get your thoughts in the comment section.